Hey, it's just so Trish, and I am working on a small project, so I figured I would share it with you. Trying to find things for my kindergartner to do because we still haven't moved out to the schoolhouse, so trying to do something that doesn't require a ton of manipulatives. And if you've watched some of my other videos, you know that I like old books, particularly old books. So I want to share with you Rebecca Pollard. I tell you, back in 1897, she put out a bunch of books that are about the synthetic phonetics of reading. And from what I've been able to find, she put out 5 readers. These, I printed all of this off Google. 5 readers. She put out 2 spellers. And kind of new for the day, she put out a methods book. So I know I kind of, you can barely see them. I kind of have them written in the side. I kind of do this number. But the methods book, she goes through and she lays out like how to use both her readers and her spellers. I have them printed. I've had them printed for a while, if you can see the like sun mark on them. I like it, I don't like it, I like it, I don't like it, I like it, I don't like it. I don't know, I like it. I like it. Granted, I've printed it, I like it. I mean, and one of the ones, I haven't found a better PDF, but this one came out of the Harvard College, and for some reason, whoever submitted it or had it has demarked all of it. So I'm not quite sure if that's the exercise. I think it is the exercise, but they would copy this. But phonetically it has a great progress. So the one I'm really using is this first book for little folks, and it's kind of fun. This is the beginning, and she's an avid get tracing paper, trace the picture because you're developing fine motor skills, and you know the reading this page is a and 1. And you're reading the print and the written version. The nice part, what I do like about what the work she did, was she actually wrote down in her methods manual, use these pages. Some of them are a little bit, you know, like doing the P sound, it's the sound coming out, nothing to do with the boat, but pa, and wind, and it kind of has a some cute graphics. There's some things I don't quite get, but so it phonetically really begins. You have handwriting mixed in. So I'm pretty sure this was pretty progressive at the time. So, you know, like reading, but then she'll use pictures to finish out the words. So some of her spelling rules is like when S says S and when S says Z. So you have the denote there for Z and S. And like I said, I don't know how much. It's kind of more like I'm using this as an experiment because we got to keep a little busy. And if I can teach my kids, I love learning to read. No joke. I love learning to read. But this cost me to print paper. You know. So if we could figure out our skills without having to go through that, and I can just go through the teacher's manual and pick up some little rules we missed. So this is kind of an experiment. But so this is Rebecca, and so there is reading and writing and copy work in here, and like knowing, like, so it gets pretty doing the O sounds, and it's phonetically sound. It's just, I found this I think last year, and I went, you know, I was already in the game. But when I find good books and when I find older books, I will just print them out. Mostly because I might not be there right then, but I won't remember where the PDF is. So if I print them and bind them, I have like a reference, and then I can go find them again really easily. And so this is the primer, and this isn't even the primer. This is just the first book for little folks. And in the back of the book, to the teacher, she has a little thing to the teacher. So she kind of talks like, you know, you're going to do it orally, you're going to do written, you're going to do meaning of the words, you're going to do letter sounds, alphabet, spelling. And she talks about tracing and supplementary reading, the underscore, the manual references, the length of how long the lesson should be. I know, it's $18.97. Writing's really small. It's not like graphically friendly like we're used to. But anyways, order of presenting. She really lays it out in the back of the book, which is, it's free. Did I tell you it's free? So she talks like the steps in doing the writing. I don't really apply to all that. I do like, she's like, okay, the first month, pages 1 through 14 includes short A, consonants. You know, so she talks about, and then she gives you some warnings and things to consider. And then she's like, second month should be about 15 to 23 days. So it's a great scope of sequence she kind of puts out there for you. Which is, I mean, I have McGuffies that I've printed in the past. And they don't really have that. But I thought that was awesome. So we're using that. And I can get through if you want. Send me a link and shout out. I will link this book from Google for you. And you can go and click on the author and find her other books typically. So I did a little differently. I've done this in the past where I've had the kids actually trace. And here's my tracing. This one's mine, if you can see. I mean, Mom had to do it too. So I have a lefty, a left-handed little girl. And these are kind of cumbersome with when you're still developing motor skills. So I reprinted it. I reprinted it on a large page. It actually doesn't increase this size, which at first I was like, man, I didn't do that. But then in the end, it worked out fine. And I'll show you why. So the thing to notice, I'm right-handed, so this is totally backwards to me. I printed and bound it backwards. So she's going to open this way. Okay? So instead of opening the traditional way, I have it open backwards. And this is so, oops, I don't want to lose her. This is so when she writes, I would write this way. And if we are stuck writing backwards, this drives you crazy. And I only really recognize this because I had a friend in grad school who was left-handed, and she wrote all of her notebooks. She actually started from the back and worked forward versus us right-handed working forward to the back. And she did that because it was easier on her hand, because then as a lefty, you're not fighting the comb, you're using the other part. So I decided to do that for my little girl. This is what she started today. She did this while watching, and see, we just have little things and she sticks up there. So she's not that far, but she's just practicing the A. She does find it a little tedious, but Mom enjoys that because she's developing fine motor skills and patience and endurance, which she could use some patience and endurance. I don't know where she gets that from. But doing it that way. One of the things I did was in the inside cover, I just took these repositional dots and I cut them in half so we're not using a ton of them. And I just taped them in. So she can use that for the tracing paper. It's regular tracing paper from Walmart. And I'm going to let her just go through and do this as something different. The binding and all that, I have videos. I have some much older videos. And if I'm smart and I get to it, I will link the older videos to this. On how I print and bind like this. And I need to do my hot glue method that requires, like, no, this is hot glue, I think. Yeah, this is, it feels like hot glue. This is a hot glue method that I do to put books together. But, I can do a video on that. All you need is hot glue, cast iron foil, cardstock, and paper. And then I also have a video on how to print it in booklet form if you have a Brother's printer. So just something to think about. And again, I'm not completely sold on the entire set, but I think that this is a great start. I'm sure if I took the time and read the teacher's manual, that I could probably like just use this method in school on my kids, print them out really cheap, and not spend, you know, spend money. But at this point, it's not even a money thing, because I could go and buy other stuff. It's more of ease of use. And for me, this is ease of use. So I hope this gives you ideas to either supplement, or if you're looking for an economical way to do reading and using readers, you know, I hope it helps. As always, I hope it helps, because I'm always finding something new, so I figured I'd share with you. Alright, I will talk to you later. Yes, I know, it's a mess, but this is reality for me. And I will talk to you later. Peace out!